and Bud Light, an official title sponsor of the Razorbacks.
Live at Randall Ford, 5500 Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith. This is Arkansas Game Day. Aggies, Razorbacks tonight, 6:30. Tommy Kraft and I will be taking you all the way up till 3:30 today. We'll get to hear from Clay Henry, the publisher of Hogs Illustrated, coming up in the program. And Tommy, we're going to have to get to a college football scoreboard update pretty quick because the Clemson Tigers, they're in a little bit of trouble right now, man.
And you thought this might be a possibility with Trevor Lawrence earlier this week. The news breaking him testing positive for COVID and being out for this game, possibly one more with Notre Dame looming on their schedule. So, yeah, we'll take a look at that coming up.
Yeah, absolutely, and there's going to be a lot of college football that we will have to get into today. But, Tommy, you know, as it is called Arkansas Game Day, the main point in the headline of this program is going to be connected with the Aggies and the Razorbacks. We know about the 8-game losing streak. We know it's been over 3,300 days. And, again, there's just a lot on the line tonight. We heard from the Lindy's College Football Show prior to. They picked the Texas A&M Aggies to win. If you watch College Game Day this morning, it was a consensus Aggie win, which to me, Tommy, I like when people pick against Arkansas because it's that much sweeter if you're able to pull out a victory tonight.
And listen, I know we're in Arkansas, and we know how this series has been as far as how close this game has been or the series has been in the last 8 years, even though Arkansas, for the most part, there's been a couple back, particularly when Manziel was there, where the series wasn't close. But there's games where Arkansas shouldn't have been in, they have been in. You feel like Arkansas's got a chance, but this is one of the better A&M teams of the last few years. And I think that's been overlooked a little bit as we've moved through the week because we felt a lot more confident about the way Arkansas's played compared to the last, particularly 3 Arkansas teams, and in specifically the last 2. But we've kind of glossed over the fact that this seems to be a little bit better A&M team than they've had the last 2 or 3 years. Kellen Mond hadn't played outstanding or off the charts, but, you know, Ty, this is a pretty good Texas A&M team that Arkansas is taking on today.
Yeah, with the victory over Florida, that looked pretty solid. Their only lone loss of the season was on the road against the Alabama Crimson Tide, where they were crushed, but a lot of teams are crushed, so you can't really take that much into account. But this is another chance for Kellen Mond to get a win against the Razorbacks. He would improve his record to 4-0 against Arkansas. And again, I've said this all week, and it's not an outlandish statement. This game tonight decides who the second best team in the SEC West is. And a little over a year ago today, Joe Cladd and Colin Cowherd were saying that you were the worst team in college football, and now you have an opportunity with a win tonight to be labeled not only the second best team in the SEC West, but you will be ranked come Sunday in the coaches poll and the AP poll. And I know the rankings and other accolades aren't the biggest deal. Tommy, the biggest deal is getting a win tonight.
Yeah, and if Arkansas gets that, you would say that Sam Pittman has a signature win, or however you want to describe that. That would be one way I would describe it. Another streak would be broken. He broke the long losing streak in the SEC. He got a win in conference play in Fayetteville. So this would be another streak that Arkansas is on right now, in a bad one, a losing streak to Texas A&M. You get a chance to go down. I think it's been 31 years since you've won in College Station. Now, in fairness, if you're just hearing that stat, they haven't played in College Station other than, 2012 very often. So it's not like they've been playing every other year for the last 3 decades. But nonetheless, you haven't won there in over 30 years. Mm-hmm. And that would be another long streak that you haven't been successful down in Aggie land since the old Southwest Conference days.
Exactly right. And if you want to call and text and voice your opinion on this, if you think the Arkansas Razorbacks are going to win tonight, or if you want to give a score prediction, or if you want to toss out your keys to the game, it's 877-377-6963. Spud already commented in here this morning on our Facebook video stream. He says 31-21 Hogs. Yeah. And I've seen a lot of Razorback fans, Tommy, that share that same sentiment when it comes to this football team winning today. But we know that our predictions, doesn't matter what you think, I think, Clay thinks, other Razorback thinks, they have to get it done tonight. And some positive news coming out of this week. Monteric Brown is going to be a go. It looks like Bumper Pool is going to be a go. And then with Dorian Gerald, he's going to be a game-time decision. So as long as you didn't have bad positive COVID results from yesterday morning, it's going to be a pretty healthy Arkansas Razorback football team that heads into tonight's game. And if you look on their side of the football with Texas A&M, Tommy, they're wide. I've been stressing this on, and I know the offensive line is the biggest factor of that football team because they are big old boys, 320, 315, 5 returning starters. But if you can force them into passing situations, I think Kellen Mond's going to struggle to find guys simply because of how depleted their wide receiver core is, man.
Answer. All right, sorry, but you there, Ty?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, I'm sorry. I was trying to grab the phone, too, at the same time.
Oh, I'm sorry about that. My bad. All right, let's go to the phone lines, 877-377-6963. Who's on with us today on Arkansas Game Day?
Daniel is in Rison, Arkansas. Daniel, you're on Arkansas Game Day.
Yeah, man, I just wanted to let you know that I've been calling the Hogs since I was, Gary McFadden, and I feel like that's the key to the game, that Rakeem Boyd needs to get going and at least have 100 yards rushing this game. I feel like we'd have a big shot.
I think the ground game, I think, Daniel, you're exactly right. Can Arkansas get north of 150, north of 175 as a team? Could you see Traylon Smith or Rakeem Boyd get around? Could they both get near 80? Could one of those two backs get north of 100 yards on the ground? I think that's one of the keys tonight is can you sustain drives? Because I'm a believer tonight, Daniel, that Arkansas is not going to get 15 or 16 drives or opportunities for possession in this game. It's going to be 12 or 13 more than likely because of the nature of this game versus what you've seen. You better be more efficient. That means you better be able to run the football and get first downs in this football game. I think those two guys, and you're right, better be able to run the football.
Right, man. And I think the prediction, man, I'm going to go 35-24 Razorback. I think we're going to shock some people. I think we're going to shock the world today.
I appreciate the call this morning, Daniel. 35-24 Hogs. And here's another part of this whole equation, y'all. The offensive line the past week and a half or 2 weeks has read the message boards. They've heard the outside takes. They've heard Arkansas fans, we're not going to win this game because of this. We're not going to win this game because of that. But probably the most concentrated take is we're not going to be able to win this game because we can't run the football. If I'm an offensive lineman for the University of Arkansas, if I'm any of those guys up front, Bo Limmer, Myron Cunningham, Ricky Stromberg, pick a player, it doesn't matter. That has to motivate me to prove not only the other team's fans wrong, but my own fans. Because, and listen, those statements, those criticisms aren't out of the box because they haven't been able to run the football. So maybe this is kind of a show me game, Tommy, tonight for the offensive line of the University of Arkansas.
Yeah, and did the bye week heal them up? Did they learn? Now we heard Sam tell us late in the week that hey, they were knocking heads throughout the week, so they practiced hard for a few days earlier this week after resting up on the bye week. So what's that going to be like for them this week? What kind of growth can the offensive line show tonight in College Station?
It's a great question that needs to be asked, and we'll continue to ask it throughout this program, but want to go back to the phone lines and welcome in J.W., who's in London, Arkansas. J.W., you are on Arkansas Game Day, man.
How are you today?
JW, we are fantastic. It's game day. Big opportunity tonight in College Station.
I'll take any victory. I'll take a close victory or whatever, but in my analysis of this game, I don't think it's going to be close. I'm predicting a score of about 41-17, and I want Aggies to start leaving the stadium in the third quarter. The reason why I say this, I'm not just, being a homer about this, is that the keys to this game, in my estimation, I want our defense to be playing stout like they have been in the past, but we have to score over 200 yards. If we can score over 200 yards, we will kick their butt. I mean, that's just how it'll be. And I think we have a chance of doing that because we've got a lot of healthy people. We've also got a quarterback who can both run and throw off play action, and I think we've got a chance to go ahead and stun the Aggies at home. And I'm hoping my predictions are right. Like I said, I'll take any victory. I look for us to win this game. And the other thing is, I don't know what the last line was, but yesterday I think it was we were 12-point underdogs. Aggies have to win this game. They have to win it. We can play with a certain amount of abandon because we're not expected to win anyway, and I think that just gives us the upper hand.
All the pressure's on the Aggies, no question.
Oh, I guarantee you. And
Jimbo.
I look for it to be a breakout game for, and also I'm not trying to lessen the impact of the defense what it's had, but it's easier to learn defensive systems than it is to learn offensive systems.
Yeah.
The lineman, have you ever seen a lineman's playbook? It's like, I'm not smart enough to do that. Obviously, I'd have to be a defensive guy.
That's why they're the smartest guys on the team.
You control your area. Yeah. But the lineman and all the kind of subtleties of it, and I think this may be their breakout game. And them being, like you mentioned earlier, them being talked about as not being very good, that's just motivation.
Yeah, 100%. JW, we appreciate the call and enjoy listening to the game tonight, man, on ESPN Arkansas and hitthatline.com.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think what JW is talking about there is is interesting with the offensive lineman. That's generally why we refer to, and we had Travis Swanson on the Morning Rush yesterday, why we talk about these guys, the smartest guys on the team. Swanson was talking about yesterday, listen, I wasn't the strongest guy, I wasn't the biggest guy, but I was smarter than the guy across from me, game in, game out. I knew what he was going to do before he knew what he was going to do. That's how I played in the pros. That's how I was a successful center in college football, is because I just outsmarted my guy. That's why you put the smart guys on the offensive line, Ty.
Yeah, no, that's an excellent point by you. And I think with this football team, they're going to need every bit of extra oomph tonight, particularly when it comes to just the mind games that will be played in College Station tonight, starting at 6:30. We're still taking your calls and texts throughout the morning, 877-377-6963. But you just heard a beer crack, so Tommy, it's time to get into a scoreboard update. I guess.
We hadn't talked about this number one Clemson and Boston College game going on. You mentioned at the top of the show, so we ought to get to it before we hit the break here. What is going on with undefeated Clemson? They trail by 2 to Boston College. Now, when we started, they were down by another score, but kicked a field goal a little while ago. It's Boston College 28, Clemson 26, with a minute to go in the third quarter. Number 5, Georgia 14, Kentucky 3. That game's got about 4 minutes left in the ball game. Other top 25 action. Number 7, Cincinnati 35, Memphis 10. That game is in the fourth quarter. And huge rivalry in Michigan. Number 13, Michigan 17, Michigan State 20, Michigan 17. So the underdog ahead in that one right now. Number 16, Kansas State is trailing West Virginia 34-10 in the second half right now. We'll check some of the other top 25 scores and other scores in this first wave of games around the country a little bit later on Arkansas Game Day.
And I want to get into a point that JW brought up coming up in the program. The pressure's on the Aggies. It's not on the Razorbacks. It's on the Aggies. Continuing to take your calls and texts. We're live at Randall Ford, 5500 Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith.
There's no other pregame show that gets you more ready for the game. This is Arkansas Game Day.
It's Truck Month at Randall Ford, and you'll find clearance deals like never before. Stop in today and check out the largest inventory of F-150s in the area, with savings up to $15,000 off. But it doesn't stop there. How about $4,750 retail customer cash on a new EcoSport SE or SES? Buy today and we'll deliver your new purchase right to your front door. Shop the #1 brand in America, Randall Ford, 5500 Rogers, or online 24/7 at randallford.com. The 4th oldest Ford dealer in America.
This is Arkansas Game Day.
This year's Value Bonanza sales event at Alma Tractor and Alma gives you more ways to save. Choose 0% financing, cash back, and more on select New Holland tractors, hay and forage products, and material handling equipment. These offers end December 31st, so make the trip to Alma Tractor and Equipment in Alma today. You get more choices and more savings when you buy during Value Bonanza.
For commercial use only, customer participation subject to credit qualification with CNH Industrial Capital America LLC approval. Standard terms, conditions, and other restrictions apply. Down payment may be required.
Standard Materials Group has immediate openings for ready-mix drivers in the Northwest Arkansas area. If you have a CDL license without an automatic restriction and want to be home every night, want to work with a company that offers great pay, benefits, and a great team environment with growth opportunity, apply today at jobs.crh.com. Again, that's jobs.crh.com. Standard Materials Group is an equal opportunity employer.
Come on into Buffalo Wild Wings and try our new fan favorites featuring our new cauliflower wings paired with our mouth-watering Zing Zang sauce. While you're here, reward yourself with Buffalo Wild Wings' new daily trivia while enjoying our fan favorite smoked brisket burger or southern chicken sandwich. Let your taste buds win and come on in to Buffalo Wild Wings, the best and only place to watch college football and the NFL. Celebrate your fantasy team winning on our wall-to-wall TVs. Locations in Little Rock, Fort Smith, Sherwood, Jonesboro, and Conway. Buffalo Wild Wings. Roar!
Fitness will always be about keeping a routine. And the best routines in life will always make time for enjoying yourself. Michelob Ultra, superior light beer. Enjoy responsibly. AB Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
New Bud Light Seltzer?
Yep.
A hard seltzer with a hint of fruit flavor.
Yep.
Can I try one?
Yep.
That tastes great.
Told you.
Bud Light Seltzer, unquestionably good. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Seltzer, IRC Beers, beer in Texas, St. Louis, Missouri.
Winter is just around the corner. At AOG, we realize some customers are facing new challenges because of the pandemic. We're here to help. Our customer service team can offer you a wide array of payment options or direct you to utility payment assistance agencies in your area for help. Please call us at 1-800-842-5690 or visit AOGC.com. Thank you for being a valued AOG customer. We're all in this together.
Your voice lets him know he's safe. Shelter Insurance does the same for you. Roadside assistance is now included with your auto policy. So if your car leaves you stranded, just call and we'll take care of you while you take care of what's most important. Find an agent at shelterinsurance.com. Wear your shield, wear your shelter. Some restrictions apply.
Ask shelter agents Tiffany Newman in Mulberry or Warren Robertson in Alma about a free insurance review.
B&J Comfort Solutions provides home comfort and energy solutions to the River Valley, specializing in residential sales, service, and installation, offering only the absolute best customer service around. Call them for any of your service, maintenance, or replacement needs. B&J Comfort Solutions offer an industry-leading 5-year labor warranty on all new system installations. Veteran-owned and operated, and satisfaction is always guaranteed. Contact B&J Comfort Solutions today at 479-646-0284.
Colorworks Paint and Body in Barling has a new owner, Andy Herod, and he is ready to make your auto body repairs today. If you live in Barling, Central, Lavaca, or Charleston, Colorworks is your local auto body repair shop. Andy provides superior auto body repair and paint work in addition to working with your insurance company to make your claim as easy as possible. If you have a collision and need repairs, ask for Andy at Colorworks, 1206 4th Street in Barling across from CV's, or call 434-2639.
ESPN 95.3. Our special Razorback pregame coverage is presented by Randall Ford and by Bud Light.
Live at Randall Ford, 5500 Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith. This is Arkansas Game Day. Your calls and text all morning, or I say morning, mid-afternoon, 877-377-6963. Tommy, JW in London brought up an excellent point, and it's at a point that needs to be brought up again. The pressure is not on the Arkansas Razorbacks, Sam Pittman, and this football team tonight. All of the pressure is squarely rest on the shoulders of Jimbo Fisher and Texas A&M. They're expected to win tonight. They came off a big-time win against Florida, a top 10 win against Florida. That's what they have on their resume. They also got a road win against Mississippi State. They're feeling good right now. They're feeling like they're the second-best team in the SEC West and potentially the third-best team in the SEC. But Arkansas has something that they can take advantage of tonight, and that is just the fact that everyone expects A&M to win. There's outside of the state of Arkansas, there's not really anyone that expects the Razorbacks to win, and I think the pressure could play an interesting part of the equation tonight.
Oh, I think there's like 7.5 million pounds of pressure on Jimbo Fisher because they don't pay you $7.5 million a year to lose to Arkansas.
Yep.
I mean, the Aggies look at this thing. It's okay if you lose to Bama. It's probably okay if you lose to Georgia or Florida. You better play everybody else close. And then there's teams like Ole Miss and Mississippi State and Arkansas and Vanderbilt and Kentucky and go down the list. You better not lose to those teams. That's unacceptable. I mean, and Arkansas's on that list. They've got Arkansas on that lower echelon that they look down upon. And honestly, it's hard to have a great season for most SEC schools if you don't beat Arkansas. So Arkansas has a chance to wreck the Aggie season tonight. That's what's at stake for Arkansas, and that's honestly why the pressure is on the Aggies. You can't lose to Arkansas if you're A&M and have a great season. There's no way around it. Just can't do it. So that's the reason Jimbo Fisher has to win this game tonight. 877-377-6963. Let's go back to the phones. Matt is in Springdale. Matt, you are on Arkansas Game Day. Matt, go ahead. Matt, are you there? All right, I think we lost Matt. So
I'm back. I'm back now, Tom. Sorry, lost connection for a sec. Yeah, you were making some good points. Like,
well, I mean, you just can't. And I don't know where we lost connection, but if you're the Aggies and you're Jimbo Fisher, all the pressure's on you because to be able to have what's labeled as a great season, even a really good season, losing to Arkansas doesn't fit into that equation.
Nope, you're 100% right. And the expectation for Jimbo Fisher is to fill that plaque, fill that mantle, fill with whatever object he was given to have that national championship. And I know that Alabama has the win over them, so it's very unlikely that Texas A&M can make their way to Atlanta for the SEC championship this year. But like you've mentioned several times, this is potentially the best Texas A&M team since Johnny Manziel's first year in 2012. And I say first year, he was a redshirt freshman that year, so really his first year bursting onto the scenes. They had a solid year coming back in 2013, but it wasn't the same in 2012. This could be Jimbo Fisher's best team, and I think a lot of people think that's the case. Back to the phone lines, welcoming in Brian, who's in Ozark, home of the Hillbillies. Brian, you're on Arkansas Game Day.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, we're good, man.
So I was listening to y'all talk about all the pressure being on Texas A&M, and it's, I would say that the pressure is on A&M to beat Arkansas handily, not by 3 points, 7 points, 2 scores. They're probably the pressure is on them to blow Arkansas out. Because, really Arkansas and A&M really are not considered the same class in football. But on the other side of that, when Arkansas not feeling any pressure to win this game, I kind of, in my opinion, if they're not up and have pressure to win every game they play, Arkansas is going to stay a mediocre team. They should go in with an attitude like Arkansas State. Arkansas State isn't afraid to play anybody and feels they could beat everybody. For instance, they almost beat Texas. They should have beat Missouri in Jonesboro. They played Virginia Tech, Miami, and even played with Alabama. That's something that Arkansas can't say they've done in the last 7 or 8 years. I'll hang up and listen to your comment.
I appreciate the call this morning, Brian. Yeah, and I think that you've seen that mentality that you've been discussing with Arkansas so far this year. I know the complaint all offseason long was, well, the SEC just gifted Arkansas the toughest schedule in college football, and yet Arkansas for 40 minutes led Georgia. They beat both Mississippi State and Ole Miss, and they should have beaten Auburn. Now, that's not exactly necessarily the grueling part of your schedule yet. You still got to play the likes of, obviously, Texas A&M tonight, Florida coming up, and then Alabama. But the 6-game stretch that you're going to have coming up, Tommy, it's going to be huge for this football program and the tenure of Sam Pittman, I think.
The difference is, Brian, the last 7 or 8 years, and particularly the last 3, no one got on a plane and went to College Station or Tuscaloosa or anywhere else you played a road game and believed you can win. And honestly, they didn't come to the stadium in Fayetteville believing they could win very often. The difference is it's not taking very long for Sam Pittman to get this team to believe they're going to College Station tonight believing they can win a football game, and that makes Arkansas dangerous. I don't know if Arkansas can win this game tonight, but they believe they can.
That's a great point. More Arkansas Game Day coming up.
Stop in today at Randall Ford, where you'll find over 150 pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs in stock. We have what you want at the price that will fit your budget. We have 35 certified pre-owns. We even have over 25 vehicles under $10,000 and no payment for 90 days. All used vehicles go through a 115-point safety inspection. Plus, we will deliver your new purchase right to your front door. Randall Ford, 5500 Rogers Avenue, or online 24/7 at randallford.com. Home of the lowest price guarantee.
What does my family think about stiff and uncomfortable shoes?
Ew.
That's gonna be a no from me.
Forget about it.
And that's why we wear Skechers Stretch Fit shoes. Because Skechers Stretch Fit are made from a breathable, soft knit that stretches and moves with you, giving you a comfortable, perfect fit with every step. And not only do Stretch Fit comfortably hug your feet, but they also have Skechers' famous air-cooled memory foam. Plus, they're machine washable and they're affordable. Find styles for men, women, and kids at a Skechers store near you, Skechers.com, or wherever stylish shoes are sold.
Come on into Buffalo Wild Wings and try our new fan favorites, featuring our new cauliflower wings paired with our mouth-watering Zing Zang sauce. While you're here, reward yourself with Buffalo Wild Wings' new daily trivia while enjoying our fan favorite smoked brisket burger or southern chicken sandwich. Let your taste buds win and come on in to Buffalo Wild Wings, the best and only place to watch college football and the NFL. Celebrate your fantasy team winning on our wall-to-wall TVs. Locations in Little Rock, Fort Smith, Sherwood, Jonesboro, and Conway. Buffalo Wild Wings. Roar!
Growing up, my parents always encouraged me to do what's right, even if it wasn't easy. I'd always hear my mother's voice say, "Do the right thing." That stuck with me. Every day, just do the right thing. That's it. The rest takes care of itself.
At Shelter Insurance, we believe in doing the right thing for our customers and our communities.
Ask Shelter agent Phil Hicks about a free insurance review.
Doe's Eat Place is now open to serve you the award-winning steaks you've been missing, along with your choice of drinks from the largest selection of wines, beer, and liquor in the River Valley. Doe's Eat Place is open Tuesday through Thursday 5 till 9 and Friday and Saturday 5 till 10. Doe's Eat Place welcomes their loyal diners back and new diners to experience the best steaks, atmosphere, and service in the River Valley. The patio is also open for your dining pleasure. Just call for reservations. Doe's Eat Place, 422 North 3rd Street, Fort Smith.
They say, trust the process. But if enjoyment isn't part of that process, don't trust the process. Michelob Ultra, superior light beer. Enjoy responsibly. AB Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
New Bud Light Seltzer?
Yep.
A hard seltzer with a hint of fruit flavor.
Yep.
Can I try one?
Yep.
That tastes great.
Told you.
Bud Light Seltzer, unquestionably good. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Seltzer, IRC Beers, beer in Texas, St. Louis, Missouri.
Wave Rural Connect is bringing state-of-the-art fiber internet, TV, and phone service to your home. Get amazingly fast fiber internet as low as $49.95 per month. TV packages start at $32.95. Fiber phone service starts at $29.95. Go to signup.waveruralconnect.com or call 1-833-4WAVE-RC to find out if we're installing in your area. Arkansas Valley Electric Cooperative and Wave Rural Connect, changing the communities we serve.
Colorworks Paint and Body in Barling has a new owner, Andy Herod, and he is ready to make your auto body repairs today. If you live in Barling, Central, Lavaca, or Charleston, Colorworks is your local auto body repair shop. Andy provides superior auto body repair and paint work in addition to working with your insurance company to make your claim as easy as possible. If you have a collision and need repairs, ask for Andy at Colorworks, 1206 4th Street in Barling across from CV's, or call 434-2639.
Is your Arkansas home at least 10 years old and served by OG&E? OG&E is offering Arkansas customers a no-cost-to-you program to increase your comfort and lower your bills. A trained crew will perform an energy audit at no cost to you, and if your home qualifies, their crews will install measures that can include attic insulation, LED light bulbs, weather stripping, advanced power strips, smoke alarms, carbon monoxide detectors, and much more. The services provided through this program are at no cost to you for qualifying homes. If you or someone you know could benefit from home weatherization improvements, call OG&E today at 800-272-9741. That's 800-272-9741.
Doe's Eat Place is now open to serve you the award-winning steaks you've been missing, along with your choice of drinks from the largest selection of wines, beer, and liquor in the River Valley. Doe's Eat Place is open Tuesday through Thursday 5 till 9 and Friday and Saturday 5 till 10. Doe's Eat Place welcomes their loyal diners back and new diners to experience the best steaks, atmosphere, and service in the River Valley. The patio is also open for your dining pleasure. Just call for reservations. Doe's Eat Place, 422 North 3rd Street, Fort Smith.
we go. From the Bushlight Studios, this is ESPN 95.3.
For this town is a pigskin paradise.
KERX, Paris, Fort Smith.
He's going to the house. Rakeem Boyd for a touchdown.
Welcome to Arkansas Game Day.
Into the end zone. Arkansas wins. The Razorbacks win.
Presented by Randall Ford and Bud Light, an official title sponsor of the Razorbacks.
For 5500 Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith. This is Arkansas Game Day. We have been taking a bunch of calls and texts already, and what I've learned about sports radio, Tommy, over the years is that the more excited people are out for a game, the more apt they are to call and text in. And we got a bunch of callers and texters this afternoon. We're going to continue to take them, and we'll start out this portion of Arkansas Game Day with Matt, who is in Springdale. Matt, you are on Arkansas Game Day, buddy.
Hello, gentlemen. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, Matt.
All righty. I just wanted to make a quick point as in reference to today's game. You know, I really think, and I want to get you guys' opinion on this, you know, I really think that a lot of the pundits and analysts are really overshooting it when it comes to what Arkansas is really got to do this evening because, like you guys have mentioned before, you know, all the pressure is on Texas A&M to win this game, and I really think the two keys to winning this game is going to be, you know, Felipe Franks doesn't have to be a hero tonight. He just has to, you know, manage the game properly, get first downs when we need them, and Barry Odom dialing up, you know, that defense on blitz packages on second and third down. I think Arkansas wins this game. I think Arkansas wins. My prediction is 42-35 tonight. I want to get you guys' thoughts on it.
Appreciate the call, Matt. Hey, Tommy, here's something interesting, which I don't know if we've talked about enough throughout the morning rush this week, is all season long, Barry Odom has been content with sitting back and letting the offense come to him. And they haven't shown a lot of blitz looks, a lot of blitz packages. Man, I think they're going to show a lot more of those tonight. I think that I couldn't tell you the Texas A&M offensive coordinator off the top of my head, but I think Jimbo is going to be expecting a lot of sit back time for Kellen Mond. And I think Barry, there's going to be a few instances tonight where he gets after Kellen a little bit.
Oh, I think absolutely. And, you know, now we've seen Arkansas blitz. I still remember sending Fouché on that. They came from a safety blitz against KJ Costello, and it resulted in a big play. So I think one thing Arkansas has been reluctant to do is blitz a lot because they've dropped 8 and they haven't needed to. They've gotten enough pressure with the 3 up front that why do we need to blitz? They've been effective doing it the way they've needed to do it. Now tonight, do they do that? How much do they run? I think first down is critical as it always is. Can Arkansas get a stop on first down and force Kellen Mond to throw the football? That to me is one of the interesting things to watch in this game tonight is what Kellen Mond is forced to do, and can Arkansas get them uncomfortable in this game?
And that's the key, Tommy, because if you force Kellen Mond to beat you tonight, you're going to have a lot more likely of a chance to beat the Aggies. But if Spiller and Aeneas run all over you, then it is going to be tough sledding. Aeneas Smith, I mean, that combination, it's a pretty lethal backfield. Back to the phone line.
Daryl Dickey's the OC there, but Jimbo calls his own plays.
Yeah, okay. Back to the phone lines, 877-377-6963 if you want to get here on Arkansas Game Day live at Randall Ford, brought to you by Bud Light. Zach is all the way out in Northeast Arkansas in Paragould. Zach, you're on Arkansas Game Day, buddy.
How's it going, guys?
Hey, man, it's game day.
Y'all excited for this Razorback win tonight?
Absolutely. That's the mindset you got to have heading into these.
Hey, I think we're going to go in here. I've heard all week that, you know, Texas A&M don't turn over the ball. Neither did Ole Miss until they played us.
That's a great point.
I mean, I haven't heard anybody say anything about that all week. You know, I think Matt Corral had 1 interception until he played us, and then come out with another 6 more on top.
Mm-hmm.
Can you make him? Can you force Kellen Mond to throw it? Arkansas's got those turnovers, Zach, by forcing the throws. That's the key, right? Is, you know, I don't think they're going to force fumbles. They're going to have to force it through interceptions.
I think we got everybody healthy now. I think it's going to be a big run stopper tonight for sure, and then we're gonna force Kellen Mond to throw. And I honestly don't think, you know, he's going to do a whole lot. Throw interception. under pressure. That's just my take on it, guys. 33-21 Arkansas. See ya.
Zach, appreciate the call this morning. Kellen Mond, Tommy, this is not news-breaking stuff. Kellen Mond is throwing interceptions against Arkansas 4 in the last 3 years, and that's against to say lackluster Arkansas defense. That's the most mild of takes, man. Like if you can stop Isaiah Spiller and Aeneas Smith and make Kellen Mond beat you, there will be countless. I don't know if it's going to be Matt Corral level, but maybe you can get that KJ Costello where you force him into 3 picks. I mean, I'd be happy with 2 interceptions tonight, man.
But the key is, I think, controlling the clock. Again, I go back to, and I think I'm going to be right about this. We'll see at the end of the day. Arkansas will have fewer possessions than what they've seen the last few ball games. This isn't going to be a game that goes up and down the field and you have 14, 15, 16 possessions. I think it's 12, 13, 14 possessions. You're going to have to be more efficient with the ones you have. So it's going to be about the team that I think has probably the team that has the most first downs that they earn on the ground probably wins the football game tonight. That's just kind of how I'm reading it.
Yeah, and it's kind of a tale of two identities with the offensive line. Like Texas A&M is regarded as one of the better offensive lines in the country. I think Sam Pittman's already said this is one of the better Texas A&M better offensive line he's seen. So whenever he speaks out about offensive line play, that tells you something. And again, I brought this up in the first segment of the program, that like the consistent bashing of this Arkansas offensive line, not only from the outside world, but inside your own state, inside your own fan base, and a lot of it's been warranted to this point. How much does that motivate them on the road in College Station, in Kyle Field tonight to show, hey, we got Rakeem Boyd, we got Traylon Smith back there, let's open up some holes for these fellows.
And what does the week off? I think that's the other interesting thing. We talked a little bit about it, but how big a factor is the bye week for both teams? Arkansas obviously needed it to get the defensive side of the ball more than anything healthy. That's the other thing is, if Dorian Gerald, and I know that's a game-time decision, but if he goes and just say he plays 40 plays, I don't think he'll play, if there's 70 snaps or whatever it is that the defense would be out there. Let's just say it's 70 or so, 75 that A&M would have, 80, whatever. Let's say he plays half of them. What kind of impact does that have? Having Bumper pull back, we know is going to be big, and Monteric Brown back. Have we seen this defense at all really fully equipped with all of their guys? I don't think Dorian Gerald will play a full game even if he is allowed to go. But what is the ceiling? What is the potential for how good this defense could be with everyone? That I don't think we even know yet.
As the healthiest, I'm trying to go back to game 1 against Georgia and recount this in my head, who was participating in that game and who wasn't. I know
got
there
the
was
old box score here. Let me find it.
I know there was a point where Dorian Gerald went out and he didn't return. I think Mateo Soli went out and then came back in. There was a couple guys that got injured during the game and they either came back in or weren't playing. But the second, you think about the first half, what Arkansas was able to dial up against Todd Monken and Kirby Smart in that Georgia offense. You pretty much stonewalled them. And then you came in, Stetson Bennett, the fourth, came in and kind of solidified that offense, and they got going a little bit. But it was more on the defense and special teams, Georgia's defense and Arkansas special teams that lost them the game. It wasn't really Arkansas's defense. But I think that's, Tommy, if I remember that correctly, that's probably the healthiest you've been on both sides of the football, and this is something we can get into coming up with the program, maybe touching on it with Clay Henry as well. Arkansas has 6 straight SEC games, and they weren't able to stay healthy through 4. What is the football team, the fabric of this team from an injury standpoint, going to look like in these next 6 games?
Yeah, and that they haven't been able to stand up through 4, as you're talking about. They got the week off. How banged up are you going to be 4 more games from now, 3 more games from now? What are you going to look like? What will the lineup look like when you play Alabama in that final game of the year? That's a mystery right now. Because you've been pretty beat up at this point. You just wonder, how banged up are you going to be, through 4 more games at that point?
Exactly. All right, we're live at Randall Ford, 5500 Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith. This is Arkansas Game Day. If you want to hop in, you can. It's 877-377-6963. Also going to be joined by Clay Henry in this hour. Don't miss it. We got a lot more to talk about on Arkansas Game Day.
The pregame show that gets you hyped. This is Arkansas Game Day.
It's Truck Month at Randall Ford, and you'll find clearance deals like never before. Stop in today and check out the largest inventory of F-150s in the area, with savings up to $15,000 off. But it doesn't stop there. How about $4,750 retail customer cash on a new EcoSport SE or SES? Buy today and we'll deliver your new purchase right to your front door. Shop the #1 brand in America, Randall Ford, 5500 Rogers, or online 24/7 at randallford.com. The 4th oldest Ford dealer in America.
This is Arkansas Game Day.
Colorworks Paint, Body, and Barling has a new owner, Andy Harrod, and he is ready to make your auto body repairs today. If you live in Barling, Central, Lavaca, or Charleston, Colorworks is your local auto body repair shop. Andy provides superior auto body repair and paint work in addition to working with your insurance company to make your claim as easy as possible. If you have a collision and need repairs, ask for Andy at Colorworks, 1206 4th Street in Barling across from CV's, or call 434-2639.
Growing up, my parents always encouraged me to do what's right, even if it wasn't easy. I'd always hear my mother's voice say, "Do the right thing." That stuck with me. Every day, just do the right thing. That's it. The rest takes care of itself.
At Shelter Insurance, we believe in doing the right thing for our customers and our communities.
Ask Shelter agent Phil Hicks about a free insurance review.
Metal Mart offers high-quality prefabricated metal buildings, metal roofing, custom trim shop, carports, and more. They strive to be a company where contractors as well as do-it-yourselfers are welcome. Metal Mart assists you in calculating the materials needed to complete your project, all at a rate you can afford. Stop by 7320 Highway 271 South in Fort Smith or call 648-3342. You can also catch them online at metalmarts.com. Metal Mart, the right material for the right price.
The best TV experience in the nation is available locally with personal service from Wild World of Wireless, your neighborhood professional, Dish-authorized retailer. Dish has the Hopper 3, the most advanced DVR, and delivers a premium viewing experience. Tired of running out of DVR space? With the Hopper 3, you can record up to 2,000 hours of your favorite programming and watch your very own favorite channels and DVR recordings anywhere you go on your phone or tablet. Call now, Wild World of Wireless at 877-305-DISH for more details, or stop by our location at the corner of Phoenix and Rogers, or visit us online at shopwildnow.com.
Monthly equipment fees and other restrictions apply. Recording hours vary. 2,000 hours based on SD programming. Remote viewing requires internet connection and compatible mobile device.
When you've escaped the screens and the sun bathes everything in a golden glow, and your friend hands you a cold organic beer that tastes as perfect as nature itself, that's pure gold. Michelob Ultra Pure Gold, the first national USDA certified organic beer. Organic by nature. Enjoy responsibly. 2020 Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Pure Gold, St. Louis, Missouri.
Hi, this is Melissa, owner of True Grit Running Company. There's nothing scarier than foot pain. Whether you're suffering from plantar fasciitis, bunions, or maybe you're just sore from being on your feet all day, we have something that can help you. From braces and massage tools to inserts and game-changing shoes handpicked for you, we've got you covered. Don't let hurting feet spook you. Visit us at True Grit Running Company, 6808 Rogers Avenue, Suite B, behind Chick-fil-A.
Is your Arkansas home at least 10 years old and served by OG&E? OG&E is offering Arkansas customers a no-cost-to-you program to increase your comfort and lower your bills. A trained crew will perform an energy audit at no cost to you, and if your home qualifies, their crews will install measures that can include attic insulation, LED light bulbs, weather stripping, advanced power strips, smoke alarms, carbon monoxide detectors, and much more. The services provided through this program are at no cost to you for qualifying homes. If you or someone you know could benefit from home weatherization improvements, call OG&E today at 800-272-9741. That's 800-272-9741.
Stop in today at Randall Ford, where you'll find over 150 pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs in stock. We have what you want at the price that will fit your budget. We have 35 certified pre-owns. We even have over 25 vehicles under $10,000 and no payment for 90 days. All used vehicles go through a 115-point safety inspection. Plus, we will deliver your new purchase right to your front door. Randall Ford, 5500 Rogers Avenue, or online 24/7 at randallford.com. Home of the lowest price guarantee.
ESPN 95.3. Our special Razorback pregame coverage is presented by Randall Ford, and by Bud Light.
Live at Randall Ford, 5500 Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith. This is Arkansas Game Day. Going to get back to Hogs and Aggies coming up here in the program. But, Tommy, it is time for a Bud Light scoreboard update.
Yeah, we've been on upset alert in Clemson, South Carolina, keeping an eye on the number 1 Clemson Tigers. They have taken the lead in this game with Boston College today that is not featuring Trevor Lawrence. Right now, with 10 minutes to go in the fourth quarter, it's Clemson 32, Boston College 28. They are not out of the woods yet, but certainly Clemson was feeling a little bit of a sigh of relief, Ty, with a small lead in the fourth quarter for the first time today.
Yeah, and that's good. And I know their star prodigy quarterback, and this is going to be one of the most difficult names in college football to announce, DJ I'm going to say ukulele and just and call it that. It's not even close to that, but they were trying to alert the Clemson fan base how to pronounce his name, and because a bunch of them were getting incorrectly. But Tommy, this just kind of shows you how good Trevor Lawrence is. And I mean, I know Clemson's defense doesn't necessarily seem to be what they have been in the past, like the Christian Wilkins, the Dexter Lawrences, the A.J. Tyrells of the world. But this is something that I'm kind of curious to see. I think he's going to end up playing against Notre Dame next weekend. But if he doesn't, man, Orange's Fighting Irish might beat him next week, man.
Yeah, they're certainly trying to trace that back when he had the first symptoms. That's the ACC's COVID policy on when you have to begin counting days back for protocol. So we'll see if he's available. My guess is he's available for the Notre Dame game. Clemson just forced a punt. They punted it down to the Boston College 8, and that is where Boston College will take over with 10:06 to go in the ball game. They'll have the ball with 91 yards in front of them to go to move ahead of the Clemson Tigers. Other top 25 action in the only SEC game from earlier today, number 5 Georgia, a little closer than probably most thought. They take care of Kentucky 14-3. They marched down the field early on the opening drive of this game, took the early lead 7-0, and then it was just a back-and-forth slobber knocker defensive battle. Georgia gets a third-quarter score in this ball game. Kentucky could only muster a field goal in the second quarter. They win the ball game today for Georgia 14-3. Stetson Bennett 9 of 13, 131 yards passing today, but did throw 2 interceptions, Ty, in this contest. One of them was a defensive lineman batted a ball up in the air for Kentucky and caught it himself towards the end of the first half. It was a super incredible athletic play by Kentucky's front line, defensive front line.
That's pretty cool. Tommy, we just got a great text from Pilot Mike, who's in Tulsa. He's enjoying a little game day in your neck of the woods out in the Norfolk River right now. Absolutely. With one of his buddies.
Yeah, I was talking with some friends of mine, a group of ladies that went up to the Norfolk, caught 2 walleye in the Norfolk River this morning. They're going to eat well tonight. So good luck to Pilot Mike, too, that's up that way.
It's kind of like we were discussing yesterday with the big fish that's caught at Gassens. I know that some people like to fish for sport, others like to fish for their dinner that night, and it's always fun to differ on what you're doing as far as that goes. But this is Arkansas Game Day. We're live at Randall Ford, 5500 Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith, brought to you by Bud Light.
Yep.
Tommy, when you look at this football team and the wide receivers particularly, De'Vion Warren has been such a pleasant surprise for Justin Stepp and his group. Trey Knox has kind of been on the other end when you've been disappointed for his performance. You're going to need a big game from both Warren, Traylon Burks, and really, Tommy, the guy that's been killing A&M the last 2 years, it's Mr. Mike Woods.
Yeah, and Arkansas needs another receiver to step up. You've not really had that third receiver really come into focus yet. Really, if you had to point to one, who would it be? Traylon Smith at this point? You really need a third receiver or a tight end or someone kind of step up and be a pass catcher today.
Yeah, and you're going to need some big plays from the tight end group as well, just to give Felipe Franks another option as far as that goes. But I just think this is a Texas A&M unit. While they've been pretty staunch against the run, they're, I think, 78th overall against the pass. So if Felipe Franks is going to get opportunities, and we got to remember, and when was his best outing? When he went on the road at Auburn. And he tore that secondary up in the second half. So my hope is if the running game is stalled, which I hope it isn't. I hope Rakeem Boyd and Traylon Smith both have their best performances today. But if they can't get anything going on the ground, it's going to rest on the shoulders of Felipe and really that offensive line to give him time to make plays. And it's going to come back to wide receivers. And based on what we saw against Auburn, Tommy, I think he has, and previous in his years against Florida, I think he has the capability to do it.
Yeah, but what to this point makes you believe Arkansas is going to have a ground game explosion today, that the running game is going to take off beginning today?
Hope.
Oh, yeah, hope. Okay, that's a good, honest answer, because there's nothing to this point that believes, all right, this is the day, other than, okay, bye week, but other than Rakeem Boyd getting maybe healthier, and you presume that, there's no lineman that's coming back. That was the linchpin in the operation. There's nothing, from a missing piece standpoint. You say, well, now we're ready to run the football for first downs. So other than hope, and that's the correct answer, do you believe, hey, here's the reason why Arkansas is going to run it for 200 today as a team? Now, I hope that happens, but again, that's the key word here, the H word, hope. So passing the football to win the football game today might be the only way you can get there today. So, well, that's another thing to keep an eye on. That's a good stat, though, that 78th in the country in defending the pass. If you're Kendall Briles and you're formulating a game plan, how long do you want to beat your head against the wall running the football with Rakeem Boyd and Traylon Smith, trying to find first downs? How long do you want to swing that sledgehammer, Ty, and trying to run the football? If you're not getting first downs and you think you can pass the football, you can't be stubborn today if you're Kendall Briles. If running it's not getting you anywhere, buddy, you got to throw it, right?
Well, you also can't let Texas A&M just completely tee off. It's a balancing act. It's very difficult because, like, you look at KJ Costello, he was sacked 6 times by Texas A&M, Tommy. So you can't just throw 60 passes and expect to win it. Right? You're not going to win if that happens. You have to be able to keep A&M off balance, and hopefully you catch them in a situation where their defensive line guys tee off, run up the field, and you can catch them in a counter or a delayed handoff situation.
You got to be just good enough running the football to keep them off balance, but. So I'm hoping that we're wrong, and it's not just hope. There's some real substance to running the football today. But there's nothing we've seen through 4 games that should really objectively make us believe that today's the day it all comes together.
Yeah, no, that's the point. Like, sometimes you can point to certain statistics or certain facts and say, hey, this is why this is going to happen. Yeah, missing player, missing defensive player or something. And you got to remember, I think was it KJ Britt? Is that Auburn's best linebacker that's out for the year? He wasn't playing in the Auburn game, and I think if I remember that correctly,
didn't have Big Cat either that day. I mean, it was set up for Arkansas to do it that day.
And that was probably still your better rushing performance that you had of the season, but it still wasn't what it should have been relative to that. And I go back to the Ole Miss game against that horrendous Ole Miss defense, and you really didn't blow them away offensively. That should have been a 28-point ball game easily. And that game was a touchdown until Grant Morgan picked that ball off and ended the game. That worries me a little bit about the offense tonight, because I don't think heading into this game, Kellen Mond doesn't scare you. That offensive line should scare you a little bit. Isaiah Spiller and Aeneas Smith should scare you a little bit. But you're not really scared about your defense. You think the defense can take handle. It's really what your offense is going to produce. That's where you're a little worried about the outcome of this game tonight if you think it's going to be on the brink of a close football game. I would be shocked if Texas A&M covered. Wouldn't necessarily be shocked if they won, but if they win this game by 13 or more tonight, that's going to really surprise me.
Yeah, you mentioned that Auburn game. The shocking thing was not the 119, and I know it was played in poor weather conditions. It was the 42 rushing attempts that day for the 119 yards, and, of course, with no Rakeem Boyd that day. You've got everyone presumably, considering COVID doesn't step in the way, you've got everybody ready to go today down in College Station. Do you rush it 40 times? That's the other thing. You did at Auburn, 42 rushes. Do you try it that many times? 42 rushes that day, 30 pass attempts at Auburn. I think there's going to be some similarities in that game plan, that the balance that you mentioned a minute ago, that it weighed heavy that day. Now, you don't have the weather conditions like you did at Auburn that day, but Interesting to see what the balance is when we look back at the box score when we're talking about it Monday morning.
And you're going to need a lot more of what you had the second half of that balance than you did the first. 877-377-6963 is our number that you can get in here on Arkansas Game Day. The phone lines are going to be open throughout the entirety of the show. So if you want to call and give your take, give your opinion, feel free to here on Arkansas Game Day. We are live at Randall Ford, 5500 Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith.
There's no other pregame show that gets you more ready for the game. This is Arkansas Game Day.
Stop in today at Randall Ford, where you'll find over 150 pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs in stock. We have what you want at the price that will fit your budget. We have 35 certified pre-owns. We even have over 25 vehicles under $10,000 and no payment for 90 days. All used vehicles go through a 115-point safety inspection. Plus, we will deliver your new purchase right to your front door. Randall Ford, 5500 Rogers Avenue, or online 24/7 at randallford.com. Home of the lowest price guarantee.
Your number one Arkansas fan, Auto Owners Insurance and Kohler and Green Insurance is a winning combination. We will work with you to insure your home, auto, business, and life to keep everything you value safe, sound, secure. Auto Owners Insurance, the no-problem people. Visit Kohler and Green Insurance in Fort Smith. Call 484-9888. And Kohler and Green Insurance in Van Buren. Call 474-9888 today or online at kohlergreen.com.
Is your Arkansas home at least 10 years old and served by OG&E? OG&E is offering Arkansas customers a no-cost-to-you program to increase your comfort and lower your bills. A trained crew will perform an energy audit at no cost to you, and if your home qualifies, their crews will install measures that can include attic insulation, LED light bulbs, weather stripping, advanced power strips, smoke alarms, carbon monoxide detectors, and much more. The services provided through this program are at no cost to you for qualifying homes. If you or someone you know could benefit from home weatherization improvements, call OG&E today at 800-272-9741. That's 800-272-9741.
Colorworks Paint and Body in Barling has a new owner, Andy Harrod, and he is ready to make your auto body repairs today. If you live in Barling, Central, Lavaca, or Charleston, Colorworks is your local auto body repair shop. Andy provides superior auto body repair and paint work in addition to working with your insurance company to make your claim as easy as possible. If you have a collision and need repairs, ask for Andy at Colorworks, 1206 4th Street in Barling across from CV's, or call 434-2639.
The best TV experience in the nation is available locally with personal service from Wild World of Wireless, your neighborhood professional, dish-authorized retailer. Dish has the Hopper 3, the most advanced DVR, and delivers a premium viewing experience. Tired of running out of DVR space? With the Hopper 3, you can record up to 2,000 hours of your favorite programming and watch your very own favorite channels and DVR recordings anywhere you go on your phone or tablet. Call now, Wild World of Wireless at 877-305-DISH for more details, or stop by our location at the corner of Phoenix and Rogers, or visit us online at shopwildnow.com.
Monthly equipment fees and other restrictions apply. Recording hours vary. 2,000 hours based on SD programming. Remote viewing requires internet connection and compatible mobile device.
This year's Value Bonanza sales event at Alma Tractor and Alma gives you more ways to save. Choose 0% financing, cash back, and more on select New Holland tractors, hay and forage products, and material handling equipment. These offers end December 31st, so make the trip to Alma Tractor and Equipment in Alma today. You get more choices and more savings when you buy during Value Bonanza.
For commercial use only, customer participation subject to credit qualification with CNH Industrial Capital America LLC approval. Standard terms, conditions, and other restrictions apply. Down payment may be required.
Frank Row Furniture 6-day sale only, November the 2nd through November the 7th. For instance, this leather sofa Love with powered recliners and powered headrests, regularly $3,600, finance price $29.93, cash price $27.44. Large sectional with ottoman, regular $31.05, finance price $25.57, cash price $23.44. All furniture, bedroom furniture on sale. Don't miss out. 6 days only at Frank Row Furniture. Best seats in the house.
Doe's Eat Place is now open to serve you the award-winning steaks you've been missing, along with your choice of drinks from the largest selection of wines, beer, and liquor in the River Valley. Doe's Eat Place is open Tuesday through Thursday 5 till 9 and Friday and Saturday 5 till 10. Doe's Eat Place welcomes their loyal diners back and new diners to experience the best steaks, atmosphere, and service in the River Valley. The patio is also open for your dining pleasure. Just call for reservations. Doe's Eat Place, 422 North 3rd Street, Fort Smith.
ESPN 95.3. Our special Razorback pregame coverage is presented by Randall Ford and by Bud Light.
Live at Randall Ford, 5500 Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith. This is Arkansas Game Day. Tommy, we got a fantastic text earlier from Pilot Mike in Tulsa, and now he's called into the program, and he is on one of the most beautiful destinations in all of Arkansas. That would be the Norfolk River. Pilot Mike, what's up, man?
I know it well.
Oh, nothing much, man. I'm actually calling from the pilot chair in our top water. And
well, that's one of the best boats
some
too.
Of the beautiful
you know?
scenery.
Yeah.
But no, I'll get down to brass tacks. If Arkansas wants to win this ball game, we just got to come out. We got to punch them in the mouth. I mean, even the running back from Ole Miss, Healy, in one of his press conferences, he sat there and said we were the hardest hitting team he'd faced. So I think you can that Isaiah Stewart. You can break the will of a running back pretty good if you come smack them in the mouth a lot. So if we come out, be physical, get our running game a little bit, it'll open up play action. I think we got a really good shot at this thing. Y'all have a good day.
Pilot Mike, we appreciate your call, buddy. Yeah, the physicality that Arkansas has brought through these first 4 games has been quite impressive because it's not always about the size of the dog. It's sometimes about the size of the fight in the dog, and that's what Arkansas has shown you, that they aren't exactly the most physically opposing team, but they'll definitely deliver the wood, and that was evident from Bumper Pool's hit game 1 against a much bigger DeJuan Mathis in Georgia. You better get to the sideline, buddy. You're going to get popped.
So always great to have a call on game day from the Norfolk River. So, glad you're up there enjoying that right now, Pilot Mike. Speaking of the Norfolk River, the mayor of Norfolk has called us. Clay Henry, who's behind enemy territory right now in College Station, joins us on Arkansas Game Day. How are things in College Station, buddy?
75 with no wind. It is the most perfect day that I'm sorry, I just had lunch. It's the most perfect day that I can remember in College Station. It's either too hot. The last time we were here, the day Manziel went crazy, it stormed.
Yep.
But it is just perfect here today, and I think it'll be 70 degrees with no wind at game time.
Yep.
So you couldn't ask for a better game or a night to just pack Kyle Field with Aggies, and that's probably what they're going to do.
I know everyone is waiting to hear who is actually on the team plane, who got off the team plane, who's going to dress, who's going to play. I know that you and Tom and everybody haven't had a chance. You know, the roll call will come a little bit later when the press box opens and the team takes the field. But what are your thoughts? Are you hearing anything yet? Who's actually going to be out there?
It's my belief that that Bumper Pool and Dorian Gerald made the trip, and they'll probably be tested in warm-ups, but it won't take much of a test to get Bumper Pool out there. I think he's got sore ribs, and I think he'll play. Gerald, those old high ankle sprains are just gruesome injuries. That's a Halloween word, right? Gruesome. And whether he can go a whole lot of plays or not, I don't know, but they sure could use him back because he's really a talented defensive end and a good run stopper, and we haven't seen him really in 2 years. I mean,
just a little bit against Georgia.
That's my feeling. Those two guys will play today.
And those are guys that are going to be very important. Clay, Tommy and I were discussing this earlier. Is the healthiest this team's been the Georgia game? And we were trying to remember who was in, who was out. But is this, assuming the COVID numbers like Tommy was saying, could this be the healthiest you see today?
Probably so. Yeah, I mean, and they thought that would be the case, that you get Monterey Brown back, and the defense has been just kind of a patchwork group, and you also would have to believe that this is going to be the first game that really since the first quarter or first half of the opener that Rakeem Boyd is healthy, and I think they can. They're excited about that to have. I know there's been thought this week that Traylon Smith is better or this or that, but what you really want is to be able to rotate them both, and then possibly get them both out there. So whether whoever starts, it's really kind of academic. You want to have both of those healthy for the stretch run in the SEC, because running backs have a tendency to get dinged up, and just never have enough. Whether you have 2, 3, 4, you'll use them all before it's all over.
When you look at this matchup tonight, Arkansas played very well against a quality Auburn team. They played well for a half against Georgia. They really haven't had a game where they haven't been in a ball game yet. When you look at Georgia, you look at Auburn. Who does A&M compare most to with those two? I don't think you would consider Ole Miss or Mississippi State in that conversation by the nature of their offense. Is there any comparisons you draw between maybe one of those two opponents tonight for this game when trying to figure out the matchups?
The only team that I thought was comparable would be Georgia. And I go back to the offensive line conversation, and they were breaking in some new guys with the offensive line at Georgia in that Arkansas game, but they were good-looking players. I mean, they were terrific. All of them 320, 335, and that's what this the interior of this A&M line looks like. And they've got a lot of letters defensively, a lot of letters in that front. They're playing juniors and seniors. They're an older team, and they have a physical stature about them that reminds you of that Georgia team. And that's what the Aggies have kind of leaned on, is that offensive line. And the thing that you keep talking about is that this Arkansas team plays hard every week. And I thought the last several years Arkansas has had the Texas A&M game circled, and they played with great effort. I didn't think A&M did. I didn't think A&M had their – in fact, Jimbo Fisher 2 years ago acted like he was disappointed with how, the Aggies played. Now, they won, but they kind of snuck out with the victory. I just wonder if they're going to get a better shot from A&M this week, because they've got an open date to prepare. They, whatever was on their mind about their first 4 games is washed away with that open date. They're fresh. They may see a little better effort from Texas A&M tonight than maybe they have in some of those recent games at AT&T Stadium.
Clay, I think Jimbo made a comment earlier this week. I'm trying to go back in my head during his press conference. He equated the Arkansas-Texas A&M matchup and the rivalry to like Florida and North Carolina State, if I remember that correctly, which kind of seemed odd to me. We've discussed this a little bit this week. If Arkansas is able to get the victory, and this rivalry's lost a little bit of luster, how much do you think is added back to this rivalry if Arkansas is able to win tonight?
Yeah, I'm not sure that Jimbo understands Arkansas, Texas A&M, but I think the players and the fans do, and I don't know how to quantify that statement, because I don't know anything about Florida State, North Carolina State, whether that's a good rivalry. It certainly wouldn't be Florida State, Florida, or Florida State, Miami. And I don't know what the rivalries are for the Arkansas players. I mean, I know that there are some Texas guys on this roster for Arkansas that are in key positions, and I know that it's a rivalry for, say, Rakeem Boyd and some of the other guys from Texas. But I can't tell you what happens with the A&M players. But I do know with an open date, you tend to get a team's focus. You can block out things that you don't look down the road a little bit. Yeah. So I suspect they're going to get a good effort from Texas A&M tonight.
Quick update from Clemson, South Carolina. Clemson has the lead, 32-28, a minute 24 to go. Clemson held on downs, punts the ball back to Boston College. They have no timeouts, but they do have the ball back with a minute 24 to go at their own 4-yard line. We'll keep an eye on this one. We know that Florida brought their team, Dan Mullen brought their team to College Station a few weeks ago. It seemed like the crowd may have exceeded the percentage of capacity that is being allowed in most of these SEC stadiums by state regulations? Any feel from your time there that you've been on the ground a limited amount of time, Clay, what the crowd may be like for this Arkansas A&M game that's 4 or so hours away?
Well, it's my opinion that this town is just jam-packed with people. I mean, it is bumper to bumper, 4 or 5 hours from game time. I've been in Bryan since about noon, and it doesn't matter where you go. You see Aggie fans everywhere, and I'm talking about older people like me and you, Tommy. I'm not talking about students. And I'm not trying to say you're old, Tommy. You're just older. It would be my opinion that you're going to have more than 25,000 people here tonight, from what I've seen. We'll revisit that about 6:30 tonight. But it's the hotels are full. I couldn't get a hotel in College Station. I stayed in Palestine last night, which is about an hour or 45 minutes from here. And they've got a lot of hotels in the Bryan area now, but you couldn't book one. They're all full.
Yeah. So Boston College intentionally grounds the ball as the quarterback was under pressure in the end zone. It results in a safety. Clemson gets the 2 points. They now lead 34-28 with 1:18 to go. Boston College will have to kick it away from their 20, and that will pretty much do it for the upset bid that Boston College put on today. So
They didn't ground it backwards. They just grounded it, right?
Well, he was under so much duress. He was being tackled as he just tried to properly get rid of the football, and that did not work today. But no, he did not ground it backwards. So
okay.
He threw it into a lineman who tried to catch the ball, and that was a no-no as well. So,
well, we're going to be we're going to be looking to see when a backwards grounding ever happens again. I bet it doesn't.
I bet it hadn't happened before. So I mean, it's like
There's
Haley's.
Been one and only.
It's like Haley's comment. Yeah. So all right. So what has to happen tonight for Arkansas to win this football game? And I know Arkansas hadn't played very often, only once in 3 or so decades since they left the Southwest Conference. But it's been 31 years since you've won in College Station. So what has to happen tonight for Sam to end another streak?
Well, I'll tell you what's happened for the 2 victories so far. There have been pick six. So, the defense has to play well. Do they have to score? Maybe they do. They've got to play well in special teams. The 2 games that they won, special teams were better than the 2 games that they lost. Block punts were the common denominator in the 2 losses that are on the. Well, do we count the Auburn? I guess we have to. But the 2 block punts were critical in there. So you have to play good in special teams. Your defense needs to help a little bit. And you have to win the turnover battle. And that's what Arkansas has done. They've gotten 10 interceptions. So what you want to do is force Kellen Mond to throw a little bit. He has thrown on his terms so far this year. By that I mean they've been able to run the ball and throw off of play action and take deep shots. So if Arkansas can control the line of scrimmage somewhat and make him throw, I like Arkansas's chances.
Clay, we appreciate your time as always, man. Enjoying the game in College Station tonight, and hopefully you will be driving home after a Razorback victory. By the way, before we let you go, what barbecue place did you end up? Did you end up stopping at Stanley's, or what barbecue did you get?
So in Palestine, when I got to town, I was pointed to about 3 different places, and all of them had extensive waits, and I haven't had any fried chicken in 6 months. I've been watching my figure. I went to Church's Fried Chicken for my dinner last night. So you guys might be disappointed, but I really, really like me some fried chicken sometimes.
Well, nothing wrong with that. So, but do get you a brisket sandwich before you leave the state.
Okay, I'll do it. Tomorrow's wide open. I'll stop somewhere for lunch on the way home. There were some places in Tyler that I think maybe I can get a sandwich on a Sunday afternoon that looked pretty crowded on a Friday night.
Yeah. Well, if they're crowded, that means they're good.
Yeah. Well, I'm I'm avoiding crowd.
I'm
avoiding
that's
crowd.
probably a good
Yeah.
idea right now. All right, enjoy the game, and we'll talk about it Monday on the morning
Okay.
rush. Well, we'll talk about it with you
boys.
on
Thank you.
We'll talk about it with you on Tuesday.
Okay, got it.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Good stuff, Clay. Tommy, not going to lie, a little disappointed in his food selection, though.
Yeah, I
Churches, you can get churches
Hey,
anywhere, man.
At Clay's extended age, he can't be in the crowds. In the age of COVID. So I mean,
I guess it's fair.
When you're drawing Social Security, and you're AARP senior member, you got to be careful. So.
Something I unfortunately will never see. It sucks. All right.
But, sometimes good brisket's worth the risk.
I guess that's one way to look at it. All right, we're continuing on. We got still taking your calls and text here, 877-377-6963. We're live from Randall Ford, 5500 Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith.
The pregame show that gets you hyped. This is Arkansas Game Day.
It's Truck Month at Randall Ford, and you'll find clearance deals like never before. Stop in today and check out the largest inventory of F-150s in the area, with savings up to $15,000 off. But it doesn't stop there. How about $4,750 retail customer cash on a new EcoSport SE or SES? Buy today, and we'll deliver your new purchase right to your front door. Shop the #1 brand in America, Randall Ford, 5500 Rogers, or online 24/7 at randallford.com. The fourth oldest Ford dealer in America.
This is Arkansas Game Day.
Your husband is pretty handy to have around. He makes the world's best mac and cheese. He's in the Tickle Monster Hall of Fame. And he can teach anyone how to throw strikes. But a busted pipe and a basement full of water?
Honey, I think we need a plumber.
Is a little out of his league. That's where a homeowner's policy from Shelter Insurance comes in handy. We'll help get your house back in order and your husband back to what he does best.
Ask Shelter agents Brandon Zimmerman or Chris Dooley about a free insurance review.
Doe's Eat Place is now open to serve you the award-winning steaks you've been missing, along with your choice of drinks from the largest selection of wines, beer, and liquor in the River Valley. Doe's Eat Place is open Tuesday through Thursday 5 till 9 and Friday and Saturday 5 till 10. Doe's Eat Place welcomes their loyal diners back and new diners to experience the best steaks, atmosphere, and service in the River Valley. The patio is also open for your dining pleasure. Just call for reservations. Doe's Eat Place, 422 North 3rd Street, Fort Smith.
Is your Arkansas home at least 10 years old and served by OG&E? OG&E is offering Arkansas customers a no-cost-to-you program to increase your comfort and lower your bills. A trained crew will perform an energy audit at no cost to you, and if your home qualifies, their crews will install measures that can include attic insulation, LED light bulbs, weather stripping, advanced power strips, smoke alarms, carbon monoxide detectors, and much more. The services provided through this program are at no cost to you for qualifying homes. If you or someone you know could benefit from home weatherization improvements, call OG&E today at 800-272-9741. That's 800-272-9741.
Colorworks Paint and Body in Barling has a new owner, Andy Herod, and he is ready to make your auto body repairs today. If you live in Barling, Central, Lavaca, or Charleston, Colorworks is your local auto body repair shop. Andy provides superior auto body repair and paint work in addition to working with your insurance company to make your claim as easy as possible. If you have a collision and need repairs, ask for Andy at Colorworks, 1206 4th Street in Barling across from CV's, or call 434-2639.
Did you invest in real estate only to find out that real estate takes up too much of your time? If you answered yes, then it's time to make a call to the experts. With more than 30 years of combined property management experience and more than 16,000 units managed, Trinity Multifamily are the ones to call. Get your life back. Call Trinity Multifamily at 479-452-1817 or online at trinitymultifamily.com. Trinity Multifamily, your teammate in the real estate game.
Wave Rural Connect is bringing state-of-the-art fiber internet, TV, and phone service to your home. Get amazingly fast fiber internet as low as $49.95 per month. TV packages start at $32.95. Fiber phone service starts at $29.95. Go to signup.waveruralconnect.com or call 1-833-4WAVE-RC to find out if we're installing in your area. Arkansas Valley Electric Cooperative and Wave Rural Connect, changing the communities we serve.
You put your mower through a lot. All that back and forth can add up to thousands of miles. That's like mowing cross country. Gravely commercial mowers are built for all-day performance, helping you get the job done mile after mile. Gravely, built to mow the distance.
See the full line of Gravely motors with 0% financing for 48 months at Bush Tractor in Fort Smith, or log on to bushtractor.com.
This is Brett Good, former Razorback and Super Bowl champion with the Green Bay Packers. Everyone loves to be on a winning team. That is why I have joined Henderson Phillips Employer Solutions. Henderson Phillips can help you tackle all your employee benefit, health insurance, and staffing management solutions. Plus, I can help you with any commercial or personal insurance need. Come join my team at Henderson Phillips. Call me, Brett Good, at 479-651-2292. That's 651-2292.
ESPN 95.3. Our special Razorback pregame coverage is presented by Randall Ford and by Bud Light.
Back here at Randall Ford, 5500 Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith. This is Arkansas Game Day, brought to you by Bud Light, and we're going to get into more score updates. There have been a couple that gone final, including Clemson Tigers able to escape with the victory today over Boston College. We'll get into those conversations coming up. I want to welcome in Jordan here to Arkansas Game Day, and like everyone else listening to the program, Jordan is a big-time college football fan. Jordan, looking outside, man, selection of trucks you guys has, it's pretty up to standard, dude.
Absolutely, man. Ford's really kept us in stack when some of the other manufacturers haven't been able to keep up. Ford's made sure we have new trucks to look out there on the lot, look pretty and ready to go.
When you think about the Ford F-150, you think about the dependability, you think about it being the number one selling truck in the industry. And as you mentioned, this is an American-made company, man, and they're making sure that you guys are stacked up, not only with just Ford trucks, but a lot of other Ford vehicles that you have on the lot today.
Absolutely. You're coming around. I mean, these new 2020 Escapes are there, man. They're beautiful, beautiful small SUVs and a lot of fun to drive. But that Ranger tie, let me tell you about it. That is an awesome pickup. That is a real deal. That is a fun mid-sized truck to get in.
So tell me, what does that offer? What's so special about the Ranger?
Man, it's amazing. Cause I'm glad you asked that, because I had a buddy who was looking at buying a mid-sized pickup. It's what he wanted, and he did go and test drive everything. As we told him, hey man, you got to find this is right. And one thing he realized is none of the competitors compete with the power of the Ranger. I mean, you're talking 7,500-pound tow rating. It is unreal. And the smooth ride. You know, it'll get up and go, but you're also going to be comfortable.
And I think about, being in the South, being in Arkansas, there's so many people out on the road that are people that are looking for the next truck or whatever. And, again, the selection you guys have here when it comes to I think people often, like, the imitators and stuff, they think about, oh, well, this can do this can do that. I mean, there's a reason that Ford has the best-selling truck in the industry for a variety of different reasons.
Absolutely. There's a reason ours hold their value just a little bit better. They're just made a little bit better.
Well, big-time college football today, man. Just getting any games. I know you're working, obviously, but any games you're looking forward to watching tonight, or you've been trying to keep one eye on today?
Man, I got to tell you, I'm from South Texas, and one thing I'm really excited to see is the Razorbacks beat the Aggies today, because that's going to be a lot of fun for me.
That's a great answer.
Absolutely.
I think, and speaking of just Texas itself, I think Sam Ehlinger in Texas, they're going to go down to Mike Gundy and Stillwater and lose to the Oklahoma State Cowboys.
I'd be fine with that too. As long as my Bears
Tommy, you cool with that
TCU.
too? You cool with Texas losing?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, that's the right answer. So
to the best team in the state of Oklahoma, Oklahoma State. So.
That's it. That's another just another notch into the belt as far as that conversation. That's so weird saying that Oklahoma State is the best team in the Big 12, but
is it really? Because Mike Gundy's thrown up some pretty good teams. They've been competitive over the last 10 years. It's just been that one loss that's kept them from being the best team in the Big 12. They're there.
Well, regardless if you're an Aggie, if you're a Cowboy, if you're a Razorback, if you're whatever, you're going to get a great deal at Randall Ford. So come by and see us today, 5500 Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith. Jordan, thanks for spending some time with us, buddy.
Appreciate it, Ty.
Absolutely. So, Tommy, we will get into those big-time college football games coming up here as we continue on with Arkansas Game Day. But it's kind of like we were talking about Oklahoma State, man. Like, they beat Iowa State last week. That was kind of the defining Big 12 matchup to this point. Mike Gundy's got his team right where he wants it to be, man.
Yeah, we'll be keeping an eye on that one. That one kicks off in about 7 minutes in Stillwater, so that one's one worth watching. Texas 3-2, 2-2 in Big 12 play, taking on the undefeated Oklahoma State Cowboys in Boone Pickens. So, what happens there? We talked earlier about, and we'll give you a full top 25 recap coming up Clemson avoids the upset bid. They down Boston College 34-28, but they were behind most of this game, only held the lead in the final quarter as Boston College had the lead for much of this ball game today. And I know a lot of people, Ty, were relishing the thought of Clemson losing today, not having Trevor Lawrence back next week, and losing to Notre Dame, and people trying to figure out how do you have a path for a two-loss team to the playoff. Well, those conversations are out the window right now.
And now they just got to beat their next game, which is the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. All right, more Arkansas coming up, live from Randall Ford.
Stop in today at Randall Ford, where you'll find over 150 pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs in stock. We have what you want at the price that will fit your budget. We have 35 certified pre-owns. We even have over 25 vehicles under $10,000 and no payment for 90 days. All used vehicles go through a 115-point safety inspection. Plus, we will deliver your new purchase right to your front door. Randall Ford, 5500 Rogers Avenue, or online 24/7 at randallford.com, home of the lowest price guarantee.
And now another edition of Obvious News from Geico.
Obvious News!
A study says that soft talkers do not make great radio personalities. We asked local librarian Steve Sage about this, and here's what he said.
Honestly, I don't buy it. I think I make very captivating radio.
Also in Obvious News, Geico makes it easy to save money and easy to manage your policy with the Geico app. So switching is a really smart decision. How does Steve feel about this?
I love the Geico app. I use it all the time.
That's Obvious News from Geico.
Obvious News!
This year's Value Bonanza sales event at Alma Tractor and Alma gives you more ways to save. Choose 0% financing, cash back, and more on select New Holland tractors, hay and forage products, and material handling equipment. These offers end December 31st, so make the trip to Alma Tractor and Equipment in Alma today. You get more choices and more savings when you buy during Value Bonanza.
For commercial use only, customer participation subject to credit qualification with CNH Industrial Capital America LLC approval. Standard terms, conditions, and other restrictions apply. Down payment may be required.
Doe's Eat Place is now open to serve you the award-winning steaks you've been missing, along with your choice of drinks from the largest selection of wines, beer, and liquor in the River Valley. Doe's Eat Place is open Tuesday through Thursday 5 till 9 and Friday and Saturday 5 till 10. Doe's Eat Place welcomes their loyal diners back and new diners to experience the best steaks, atmosphere, and service in the River Valley. The patio is also open for your dining pleasure. Just call for reservations. Doe's Eat Place, 422 North 3rd Street, Fort Smith.
Congratulations, you're having a little girl.
At that moment, everything changed. Our hopes and dreams for ourselves were instantly replaced by our hopes and dreams for her. We got life insurance policies from Shelter Insurance, so that regardless of what life throws at us, we'll still be able to provide the world to her.
Shelter Life Insurance Company, Columbia, Missouri.
Ask Shelter agents Ted McAvoy or Jeff Clark about a free insurance review.
Hi, this is Lindsay White with White Office Machines. For over 90 years, my family's been serving the greater Fort Smith region with the image industry's newest technologies, as well as providing superior customer service through long-term business relationships. As the area's only authorized Kyocera document solutions dealer, White Office Machines provides the best value with high-speed copiers and the latest multifunction printers. Stop by our office in downtown Fort Smith or in Russellville. Follow us on Facebook or go to whiteoffice.com.
White Office Machines since 1929.
Colorworks Paint & Body in Barling has a new owner, Andy Harrod, and he is ready to make your auto body repairs today. If you live in Barling, Central, Lavaca, or Charleston, Colorworks is your local auto body repair shop. Andy provides superior auto body repair and paint work in addition to working with your insurance company to make your claim as easy as possible. If you have a collision and need repairs, ask for Andy at Colorworks, 1206 4th Street in Barling across from CV's, or call 434-2639.
Is your Arkansas home at least 10 years old and served by OG&E? OG&E is offering Arkansas customers a no-cost-to-you program to increase your comfort and lower your bills. A trained crew will perform an energy audit at no cost to you, and if your home qualifies, their crews will install measures that can include attic insulation, LED light bulbs, weather stripping, advanced power strips, smoke alarms, carbon monoxide detectors, and much more. The services provided through this program are at no cost to you for qualifying homes. If you or someone you know could benefit from home weatherization improvements, call OG&E today at 800-272-9741. That's 800-272-9741. 401.
Are you looking for a new place to call home? Whether you're looking for an apartment, duplex, townhome, or a house, Trinity Multifamily has you covered. They even have options in surrounding states, from Texas to Michigan and Kansas to Tennessee. If you're looking for a new place to call home, make Trinity Multifamily your first call at 479-452-1817. That's 479-452-1817. Or online at trinitymultifamily.com to search rental properties near you.
Winter is just around the corner. At AOG, we realize some customers are facing new challenges because of the pandemic. We're here to help. Our customer service team can offer you a wide array of payment options or direct you to utility payment assistance agencies in your area for help. Please call us at 1-800-842-5690 or visit AOGC.com. Thank you for being a valued AOG customer. We're all in this together.
Radio station.
KERX, Paris, Fort Smith, from the Bushlight Studios. This is ESPN 95.3.
He's going to the house. Raheem Boyd for a touchdown.
Welcome to Arkansas Game Day.
Into the end zone. Arkansas wins. The Razorbacks win.
Presented by Randall Ford and Bud Light, an official title sponsor of the Razorbacks.
We're 5500 Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith. This is Arkansas Game Day, taking you all the way up to IMG's pregame, which begins at 3:30 with Bo, Gino, and Rick Schaefer. And then you will hear from both Chuck and Mr. Quinn Grovey, the great Quinn Grovey, the last conference championship winning quarterback that Arkansas has ever had, for the game broadcast starting at 6:30. And then tonight,
last quarterback to win in College Station, I believe, too.
Is that right, too?
Yeah, because that's when it would have been.
Just another tidbit. And then tonight, we are not doing a radio hog reaction, but we will do it on our Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter.
We can do it a little earlier that way.
Yeah.
We're all, well, you aren't, but the rest of us are getting a little too old to stay up. 6:30 start, let's see, be 10, 15, 10:30s for the game's over. It'd be close to midnight before we got on the air if we did it the old-fashioned way.
Yeah.
Then, well, let's see, we fall back tonight. Let's don't forget we change clocks tonight. That would help a little bit, but not really, you know.
Yeah, I got to get up and go to church tomorrow for NFL slated games kicks off. And by the way, Tommy, I just want to give myself a pat on the back. On Halloween, I'm not touching alcohol today because I have a post game show and a pre-game game show to do. So I just want to pat myself on the back a little bit and just show you the dedication I have to these radio stations and hitthatline.com for the content that we put out. And I want to be stone cold sober.
Don't tear a rotator cuff there.
My shoulder is getting a little sore as far as that goes, but
don't break a collarbone patting your own back.
That would be quite ironic. But yeah, really excited to do that tonight, especially if Arkansas is able to get a win, because I know it was quite fun to do the Mississippi State postgame show. It was quite fun for Jenkins and Phil to do the Ole Miss show. Yeah. Hopefully, we'll have something to talk about as far as fun following the A&M victory tonight.
Home games, we're doing them, traditional on the radio like we've done them for years. Some of the we're experimenting with some new ways because we have new ways to reach audiences now with social media. Right now, this show, and many of you, and we've heard from parts of our state that we know aren't in our terrestrial, and parts of the country even today during this show that have called in that aren't in our terrestrial radio coverage. Technology has changed, and we're just trying some new things this year, and we want your feedback on it. So being on a little bit earlier on these road games at night, we hope you enjoy that. If you want it the old way, let us know about that too, because your feedback matters to us.
Yeah, and it's very important. And you mentioned kind of all over the country. It was wild how many calls that we've taken during these postgame shows from Texas, Alabama, California, Florida. I mean, these are callers that will voice and call in all over the place. So really excited to hear from, regardless if it's a win or loss, we will be doing that tonight, probably about 5 or 10 minutes following the conclusion of the Texas A&M Arkansas game, which again, 6:30 tonight. You can hear it here on ESPN Arkansas, ESPN 99.5, and then hitthatline.com. Also, if you have a smart speaker, just say play ESPN Arkansas or play ESPN Northwest Arkansas, because there's no one you'd rather listen to. I don't care if Fowler and Herbie are calling the game. You'd rather listen to Chuck and Quinn, right, Tommy?
Yeah, and if you got the DVR, that's the cool thing. All right, so you want to listen to our guys call the game? Cool. Everyone's got a DVR anymore, so use the hit that line or ESPN Northwest Arkansas. Get that rolling, then just match it up with your DVR on the TV. So then, you can listen on your smart speaker to the radio broadcast over hitthatline.com or ESPN Northwest Arkansas. Pause your DVR, and when the play-by-play is about caught up, you just unpause it, and you're good to go.
Exactly. Nope, exactly right. All right, let's get into a Bud Light scoreboard update. Tommy got to update some people on some scores across the country.
Yeah, we talked before the top of the hour break that number 1 Clemson avoided the upset bid. Boston College led for most of this ball game today, but Clemson does just enough in the end. Without Trevor Lawrence in this ball game, Clemson survives, moves to 7-0, undefeated in ACC play at 6-0, 34-28. There was a lot of conversation, Ty, leading up to this game, and people talking throughout the week that if Clemson had lost today, would the committee discount this loss? Would they still consider Clemson for the college football playoffs since Trevor Lawrence had missed? That conversation's out the window. Now we'll see as the conversation will evolve, does Trevor Lawrence get back, and is he restored with the team in time to play against Notre Dame in their next scheduled matchup?
Tommy, if you're on the college football playoff selection committee and the number 1 player not only on Clemson but in college football goes out with an injury, they lose that game, and then they win out, I just don't understand how you could keep them out, right? Now, I mean, is that an incorrect statement on my part or an incorrect line of thinking?
Well, I think when you're in a COVID season and the best quarterback in college football, from a player's perspective, you've called him the face of college football. Mm-hmm. I think that's accurate. Him and Fields up at Ohio State are the best 2 quarterbacks in the game right now. You'd have to weigh that loss if it had happened today. I think that because of the nature of what has went on, he'll probably be back if he can get medically cleared, obviously. I think they'll do everything they can if he's healthy and ready to go to play Notre Dame. That game's too big. They know what's at stake. But, hey, his backup today, 30 of 41, 342 yards, 2 touchdowns. Now, Boston College is not Notre Dame, so we'll see what happens as the week progresses. They said, well, he won't have enough practice time. Well, listen, he's Trevor Lawrence. How much practice time does he need? Speaking of Notre Dame, they're playing right now. Number 4 Fighting Irish lead Georgia Tech 7-0. That game in the first quarter with about 3.5 minutes left. No one was rooting harder for Trevor Lawrence to be extended into protocol than Zach Arns and the Fighting Irish right now. Ian Book, 7-7 passing, 49 yards and a touchdown to get the early score. 7-0 tie for the Fighting Irish over Georgia Tech.
And while I'm not necessarily going to give a scoreboard update, Tommy, during the LSU-Auburn game, we have another Bo Nix, Chad Morris clash on the sidelines, which is really the only statistic and the only part of that game we should be monitoring is how many times are Bo Nix and Chad Morris going to bicker on the sidelines.
I was working my way towards that game, but I did not have that stat coming up, so I'm glad you're keeping
That's a Tyson stat.
So we'll get to that in a minute. Number 5, Georgia defeated Kentucky in the lone SEC game in the 11 o'clock wave of games today. Georgia had to fight Kentucky. They scored early on the opening drive, looked methodical moving down the field on like an 11-play drive. You thought, well, Georgia's going to roll easy today, but not to be. 14-3, the final score. Kentucky only could muster a field goal in the second quarter, but Georgia had to fight their way out of Lexington today. They moved to 4-1 on the season. Other top 25 action, Cincinnati beats Memphis 49-10. It was a fist fight in the second half between Michigan and Michigan State, but Michigan State gets the upset over number 13 Michigan, 27-24. This one didn't work out the way a lot thought it would be in the Big House today, Ty. 27-24 the final there. Upset in the Big 12 today. Western Virginia beats Kansas State 37-10. Coastal Carolina 51. Georgia State 0. It's Iowa State 52, Kansas State 22. Let's go back to this Michigan State game. I know we lost your connection there for a minute. No one really thought everyone thought this was going to be a tight game because it's the rivalry, but Michigan in the Big House today goes down by a field goal.
Golly, man. Just when Jim Harbaugh gets some stuff going, they go on the road and smash PJ Fleck's Minnesota Golden Gophers squad last week. Then you lose at home to not the Michigan State Spartans of like Connor Cook and Le'Veon Bell and some of the better teams that D'Antoni has. And listen, maybe Mel Tucker's got something cooking there, but man, Tommy, if you're a Michigan fan and Jim Harbaugh's getting paid all that money and you keep having games like this and you can't beat Ohio State, I don't see a scenario where he doesn't end back at the NFL at some point.
Yeah. But how attractive is that, or at least as a head coach, how attractive is that with his very lackluster flat record with Michigan right now? But I get it. Michigan's not going to keep paying him what they're paying him. But right now in the COVID era where revenues are shaky at best and really not even that good, it's hard to pay a coach a buyout to leave. Who's walking away right now? I mentioned West Virginia with a huge upset over number 16 Kansas State, 37-10. Iowa State beats Kansas in the Fighting Jeff Longs, 52-22. And then other action that's underway right now, number 17 Indiana trailing Rutgers 7-0. We talked about Oklahoma State and Texas earlier. That one just underway with no score, about 2 minutes into that ball game right now. Some SEC action going on right now. Let's see. That game's still scoreless. I believe scoreless as it's I look over my shoulder and they went to commercial break between Auburn and LSU, the Battle of the Tigers.
I was going to say the Tiger Bowl. So we were joking yesterday when we had Sean from the Fence Man over. He's like, I'm going with the Tigers. And we were like, well, yeah, which one?
Can you be more specific?
Yeah, can you be more specific? Because we didn't.
Yeah.
And that's one of those games. And I think College Game Day on ESPN, they said the college football's most I can't think of the wording they use for the rivalry, but this is a fun football game that's been decided very close the last 10 to 15 years. And this was a game LSU was, they were 2.5-point underdogs in this one. Auburn was actually favored. So I'm curious to see if because TJ, if I remember correctly, TJ Finley's the one that started that game.
Yeah, he did.
Miles Brennan didn't get cleared, so
correct. He's 5 of 8, 60 yards. He's the leading passer in the game right now. It is scoreless at the end of the first quarter, as the Battle of the Tigers right now. You're right. Finley is the starting quarterback for LSU.
That's something to keep an eye on with LSU, what they're going to do with the quarterback position, how long Brennan is going to be out, because, that's a team that Arkansas has yet to play. They're coming to your house. They're coming to Donald W. Reynolds Razorback Stadium, and they're probably the most disappointing team in the SEC at this point based on how good they were last year at having one of the best single seasons in SEC, much less NCAA history. So we'll get into more. Go ahead.
Well, one other game I wanted to mention, just while we're on some SEC games, we mentioned LSU and Auburn. Let's mention Ole Miss and Vanderbilt. Ole Miss, they got to feel like they're due some luck after what happened against Auburn. They're playing Vanderbilt right now in Nashville. It's 7-0 Ole Miss, just underway, 11:41 to go first quarter. Ole Miss leads that. Ole Miss 1-4 on the year. They've won one SEC game. Of course, they're only playing SEC games. Vanderbilt 0-3. We'll keep an eye on that one. The other games scheduled for today, Mississippi State and Alabama, that at 6 o'clock tonight, and Missouri and Florida at 6:30 tonight, as well as, of course, the Razorbacks and A&M, and that's the SEC slate today, in addition to your top 25 scores.
One more segment of Arkansas Game Day coming up, so you only have one more opportunity to voice your opinion on what's going to happen with the Aggies and Razorbacks tonight in College Station. Get your calls, get your text in, 877-377-6963. We are live at Randall Ford, 5500 Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith.
There's no other pregame show that gets you more ready for the game. This is Arkansas Game Day.
It's Truck Month at Randall Ford, and you'll find clearance deals like never before. Stop in today and check out the largest inventory of F-150s in the area, with savings up to $15,000 off. But it doesn't stop there. How about $4,750 retail customer cash on a new EcoSport SE or SES? Buy today and we'll deliver your new purchase right to your front door. Shop the #1 brand in America, Randall Ford, 5500 Rogers, or online 24/7 at randallford.com. The 4th oldest Ford dealer in America.
Charlie's management team is currently a team of one.
Yeah, I got a meeting, but you keep up the good work.
can you fix that display for me? Did Steve show up today?
It's time to hire.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. The moment you sponsor a job on Indeed, you get a short list of quality candidates from our resume database. Indeed delivers 2.5 times more hires than the other branded job sites combined, according to Breezy HR 2019. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get a $75 credit for your first job post. Terms and conditions apply.
This is Arkansas Game Day.
Colorworks Paint, Body, and Barling has a new owner, Andy Herod, and he is ready to make your auto body repairs today. If you live in Barling, Central, Lavaca, or Charleston, Colorworks is your local auto body repair shop. Andy provides superior auto body repair and paint work in addition to working with your insurance company to make your claim as easy as possible. If you have a collision and need repairs, ask for Andy at Colorworks, 1206 4th Street in Barling across from CV's, or call 434-2639.
Doe's Eat Place is now open to serve you the award-winning steaks you've been missing, along with your choice of drinks from the largest selection of wines, beer, and liquor in the River Valley. Doe's Eat Place is open Tuesday through Thursday 5 till 9 and Friday and Saturday 5 till 10. Doe's Eat Place welcomes their loyal diners back and new diners to experience the best steaks, atmosphere, and service in the River Valley. The patio is also open for your dining pleasure. Just call for reservations. Doe's Eat Place, 422 North 3rd Street, Fort Smith.
I told you that front tire needed air.
I know, Dad.
Where's the tire iron? I told you, always keep a tire iron and a jack.
I know, Dad. I got it. Roadside assistance is included with my shelter insurance auto policy. It's one of the reasons you told me to get it, remember?
Maybe you do listen after all.
At Shelter, listening to you is what we do best.
Ask Shelter agent Phil Hicks about a free insurance review.
Franco Furniture 6-day sale only, November the 2nd through November the 7th. For instance, this leather sofa Love with powered recliners and powered headrest, regularly $3,600, finance price $29.93, cash price $27.44. Large sectional with ottoman, regular $31.05, finance price $25.57, cash price $23.44. All furniture, bedroom furniture on sale. Don't miss out. 6 days only at Franco Furniture. Best seats in the house.
Hi, this is Lindsay White with White Office Machines. For over 90 years, my family's been serving the greater Fort Smith region with the image industry's newest technologies, as well as providing superior customer service through long-term business relationships. As the area's only authorized Kyocera document solutions dealer, White Office Machines provides the best value with high-speed copiers and the latest multifunction printers. Stop by our office in downtown Fort Smith or in Russellville. Follow us on Facebook or go to whiteoffice.com.
White Office Machines since 1929.
Metal Mart offers high-quality prefabricated metal buildings, metal roofing, custom trim shop, carports, and more. They strive to be a company where contractors as well as do-it-yourselfers are welcome. Metal Mart assists you in calculating the materials needed to complete your project, all at a rate you can afford. Stop by 7320 Highway 271 South in Fort Smith or call 648-3342. You can also catch them online at metalmarts.com. Metal Mart, the right material for the right price.
Dee's Family Restaurant of Alma at 39 Column Lane across from the water park is now reopened and ready to serve you. We're open 5:30 a.m. to 9 p.m. 7 days a week. Breakfast is served all day and our full menu is available at 10:30 a.m. All-you-can-eat steak on Thursday night, cooked order prime rib on Friday night, and now we deliver on Waiter. Curbside and to-go is still available. Call ahead 632-1014.
Is your Arkansas home at least 10 years old and served by OG&E? OG&E is offering Arkansas customers a no-cost-to-you program to increase your comfort and lower your bills. A trained crew will perform an energy audit at no cost to you, and if your home qualifies, their crews will install measures that can include attic insulation, LED light bulbs, weather stripping, advanced power strips, smoke alarms, carbon monoxide detectors, and much more. The services provided through this program are at no cost to you for qualifying homes. If you or someone you know could benefit from home weatherization improvements, call OG&E today at 800-272-9741. That's 800-272-9741.
ESPN 95.3. Our special Razorback pregame coverage is presented by Randall Ford.
Chop.
And by Bud Light.
5500 Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith. This is Arkansas Game Day, and this is your last chance to give your opinion. What's happening tonight here between the Aggies and the Razorbacks? 6:30 here on ESPN Arkansas. HitThatLine.com as well as ESPN 99.5. And if you have a smart speaker, just say play ESPN Arkansas and play ESPN Northwest Arkansas. Scott, you're going to get a chance to watch the game tonight. What you're excited about, and I know you're also excited about 0% on these SUVs, man.
Yeah, 0% across the Escape, Edge, Explorer, even the Expedition. I mean, that's almost exciting as this Razorback defense.
And I'll tell you what, man, you're not going to be preventing anyone from coming in to get a vehicle like this Razorback defense has been doing all season long. I mean, there's a reason you guys are so stacked up today, and you got all these fancy Halloween decorations, which a lot of people seem to enjoy as they're walking around. And I'm surprised you're not dressed up. You're a guy that usually dresses up for stuff like this.
Yeah. Well, it's all business this weekend because, like I said, we do have the 0%, man, and we've got treats as far as for the kids. We've got candy for the kids, 0% for the parents, guys. 5500 Rogers Avenue. You can't miss us. I mean, come beat the bank at 0% interest. You don't have family members that'll loan you on 0%.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And you think about how low interest rates already are. So even if you're in the market for another vehicle here at Randall Ford, you're going to find really an incredible value anywhere, Scott.
Yeah, across the board, new, used, pre-owned, it doesn't matter. Anything we have has already been serviced. I mean, fourth oldest dealership in America, man. We've been doing this for 112 years plus.
And an American-owned company, which speaks to a lot of different people. Scott, before we let you go, man, does Arkansas get it done tonight?
We do. The pressure's on them.
That's what we've been saying all week. No pressure is on Sam Pittman and that staff and that team. It is on Texas A&M and Jimbo. You're 100%
we did beat
right.
Auburn.
Yeah, get that in there for us. Scott, we appreciate it, buddy.
Thank you, sir.
Absolutely. I mean, Tommy, that goes back to what we were saying earlier, man, just the pressure impact. I mean, can you imagine what it's going to be like in the fourth quarter if Arkansas are ahead/in that ball game, just kind of the nervousness on the sidelines for Texas A&M? And they might say, oh, we've done this before in the past against Arkansas with Bielema and Morris and all that. But this is, like you always like to point out, this is a completely different regime that's on the Arkansas sidelines.
I'd also point out I perform better under pressure. So, that might create an environment with A&M that they rise to the pressure. The pressure's clearly, though, on Jimbo Fisher and getting his organization to a level. And as I talked about here earlier in this show, they didn't hire Jimbo Fisher to not win games against teams like Arkansas. They don't view Arkansas as a middle tier. They view Arkansas as a lower tier SEC team because that's where you've been the last 3 to 5 seasons, certainly. You can't have a good and certainly not a great year if you lose to Arkansas. It's just difficult to do in the SEC. So it will define your year in a lot of ways for A&M if they lose today. So that is where the pressure gets created for a team like Texas A&M, who's ranked 8th today. You got to win this game if you're going to be a top 10 team. You know that you're going to fall out of at least the top 15, and you might fall out of the top 20 if you lose to a 2-2 Arkansas team today.
And Tommy, you also bring up a point, just the sense of where Arkansas is right now. The expectation is that Arkansas is not going to win this game, but you talk about defining. That's the word you just used for A&M. How about a defining moment for Sam Pittman? Now, I love what they did against Mississippi State. It felt good. I love what they did against Ole Miss. That felt fantastic. But if you go on the road, beat the 8th best team in the country in a game that you haven't won since 2011, another streak that Sam Pittman has the opportunity to break. That's really the biggest defining moment of his tenure at Arkansas if he's able to get a win tonight.
Oh, his tenure's not very long, but this would say that the turnaround is real. That because at this point you've beaten who? You've beaten Ole Miss, who's got 1 win on the year, and Mississippi State, who you thought was the real deal, but they've beaten an LSU program who's right now 2-2, and they're pretty shaky at this point. So, yeah, you've got 2 wins, and that's nice because that's 2 more than you've had in the last 2 years.
They're questionable wins.
But they're not the highest of quality wins. And we'll see what they hold up to by the end of the year. But you win today against a 3-1 A&M team who's ranked in the top 10. There's no question about where Arkansas is at. Now, you can say, well, but you should have won at Auburn. I agree, you should have, but you didn't.
Yeah, Scott wanted to make that get.
You didn't win at Auburn. You should have won, but you didn't win at Auburn. You still got the punt blocked in the end zone. Still had all the points on special teams left on the field. We can keep going. You didn't win at Auburn. So at the end of the day, this would define the turnaround is definitely, not just around the corner, but I'd say several blocks down the road at this point.
And Tommy, if you win tonight, it would tie through through 5 SEC games. It would tie your winning total that you had dating back all the way to 2016, which is, if I remember correctly, 3 SEC wins. That's something also on the line, is to get back to just the conference standing. And obviously it's a little different this year calculation-wise with playing 10 SEC games in that schedule. But you look at Arkansas the rest of the way, Tommy, with the additional games they still have. Next week is Tennessee at home. Then you get Florida on the road. Then you get LSU back at home. Then you get Missouri and Columbia. And then you get to you come back home to take on the Alabama Crimson Tide in the final game of the season. Tommy, to me, this is a great opportunity. We talked about stretches. Well, you got 2 of 4 in the last stretch. Now you got a 6-game stretch, and to go out and start on a high note tonight would be huge for the confidence of this football team. And this team's already confident right now. We heard from Grant Morgan. We've heard from other players. They're not just going to play for respect anymore, Tommy. They're going to play to win, man.
Well, and I believe the difference in this team and the last 2 teams with Chad Morris and maybe even the latter teams with Brett Bielema is you got a belief you can win. I fully get the sense. Now, we're not in the team meetings. We're not around the team, and we're certainly not on the plane. But you get the sense from watching the videos from within the locker room. You get the sense from listening to these players in the press conferences that they believe they're going to win this football game. And that's half the battle, man.
Yep.
There's been a lot of places. And, listen, I can understand and get with some of these trips you've made to places like Tuscaloosa or maybe even last year's trip to a place like Baton Rouge that I don't know if we can win here, but there's been a lot of Arkansas teams in the recent years that they didn't believe they could win a game like this one today. I don't believe there's a soul that boarded that plane. They didn't believe they were going down here to win, and that's more than half the battle is the confidence to believe you can win. I think the Hogs will win today because they believe they can win.
I think you're exactly right. And that's kind of the statement. The belief is in Sam Pittman, and the belief is in this football team tonight. All right, IMG pregame coming up with Bo, with Rick, and with Gino. We are going to have Hog Reaction on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch, probably 5 to 10 minutes following the game, so really excited about that. For Tommy Kraft, I'm Ty Richardson, live at Randall Ford, 5500 Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith.
World Connect is bringing state-of-the-art fiber internet, TV,